What is going on, PGL community, Pokemon Global League analyst, BabyPowdah, your boy, with the great hair here, for you guys to analyze and interview your matches, your coaches, have some fun in the PGL Pokemon Global League. And today we have a coach, the coach of the Seattle Smeargles, Mr. SketchySmeargle himself. What is going on, man? How are you?
Man, I'm doing good. I don't know. I'm just preparing. I'm already preparing for my first week, bruh. I know we got like another week and a half, but I'm already ready to go.
All right, that's good. That's good because you know what? You got to be ready. You got to be ready at all times because you just don't know who's going to be coming out swinging. That's just how it is.
Bruh, I don't just plan on coming out swinging, bruh. I plan on going to war.
All right. We're going to war?
Yeah, we're going to war.
We're going to war and we're winning the war?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so easy, basic question to start it off. All right, Sketchy?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you get into Pokemon? Just the general consensus of Pokemon. How'd you get into it?
Man, I've been playing since Gen 2, man, and it's been a crazy ride since. Well, I've been playing since Gen 2, but I went back. I played the originals. I got to the whole base and everything. I want to say 4th gen is when I got into Pokemon competitively, and we're talking like DPP when Metagross was first a threat. So it was like seeing like the start of seeing teams. You still had to wait till 5th gen to get Excadrill, but it's been a pretty crazy ride, man. Just
That's good. So you said you got into competitive 4th gen, right? Like, how'd you find yourself there? How'd you get there in sense of like?
Okay, so I mean, this is what happened, right? I ended up at the time I was actually playing Yu-Gi-Oh competitively, but like the card shop I went to always had these like Pokemon events, not just the TCG, which is something else I played competitively, but actual tournaments, like video game tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, every time I would like in between Yu-Gi-Oh rounds, I would actually go over and just glance and look and just be like, okay, that's cool. I could like, this is a cool game. Okay, I see Pokemon on the competitive grind now. Let me find out. So I think the next day is when I went to go pick up my first the original, like the DS, right?
Mm-hmm.
My first game was actually Platinum, which at the time, and to me, is still probably one of the greatest games in the series. And I'm getting through the game. I'm like, all right, so I think next week after I beat the game, I'll enter my first tournament. Little did I know, I got my ass handed to me repeatedly. Until I think one of the like big people at the tournament just sat me down and looked at my team, and he was like, well, did you have any kind of construction based on this team? I'm like, not a fucking clue. I went off the stuff that I started with in the game, like, oh, man, do I have much to teach you? And from there, it's just been that,
It's good. I mean, you have to start somewhere, and even if it's with getting your ass kicked, it's a way of learning. Some people learn from winning, some people learn from getting their ass handed to them, and it seems that's where you started out, and that's a good thing. So let's move on to the next question, right? What was good, because you've been in a couple of leagues at this point. PGL Season 2 was your first league, correct?
Yeah.
But Season 3 now, you've gone through, you've drafted at least a couple times in different leagues. So what was going through your mind when you were drafting? What was your methodology behind what you drafted and things like that? So
okay, so as we all know, I went 3-6 last season with a -16 differential, and which to this day I still get joked for.
It's never gonna stop. I don't care. I don't even care if you win PGL Season 3. I'm not gonna stop hating on you for that one.
Okay, granted, I have never been in a league kind of format up until Season 2, so I really didn't know what kind of monster I was getting into, like what kind of competitive scene. It's way different from Small on singles or VGC. and it's again a learning, thing. Like, I don't know. I kind of overestimated my skills. I'm thinking I'll go into this league, I'll draft what I want, and I'll just wreck shop with this thing that I want. No, it's not like that. Like, you have to. It's a counter league team like any other league, but the difference is that not only do you know what your opponent has, your opponent knows what you have and can plan for such things. They can go with obvious stuff, but different sets, and you're just like, I did not see that coming, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Like last season, nobody saw Thunder Uniclus. Nobody. Name one person who actually saw that coming.
I mean,
nobody.
Yeah, it's not something that's. I don't use Reuniclus that way, so.
But I knew, with the matchup that I had, it would, I could take advantage of it, Again, yeah, I did draft. I drafted in the Indigo League, and I drafted in the NPCC, and those drafts helped me to learn how to construct teams better. I'm not just thinking of, week to week. I'm thinking of overall what works with my team, what chords can I form, what sets can I bring that complements everybody else. And I think going into the PGL season 3, I feel a lot more confident about actually winning this league this year than I did at any point last season. I think I went 0-4 the beginning of the season, and then I know I picked up a win against True, which, thank God, I needed that. Like, that was so that it got this whole negative vibe off of me about competitive Pokemon. And then I know I picked up a win against Ian the following week. I think what kept me into wanting to get better was, believe it was week 6 or 7. Let's see, 7, when I was playing C. And even though it was a DC win, it was just that I noticed myself throughout the game. I was getting better,
Yeah.
Like,
improvement was being shown.
Like, you could see, I'm starting to recognize matchups. I'm recognizing sets, what he's bringing, but what items or what Pokemon. But it was such a relief that I could actually do this now. Like, I feel that much better about going into games and winning and losing. Yes, I'm diehard competitively. Everybody in this league knows this, and if people who watch this don't know it, now you know this. I am diehard competitively. I live and die by wins and losses.
Yeah.
Losses upset me more, but in the process, I do learn a lot more in losses than I do in wins.
Yeah, of course, because hindsight is 20/20. You know what I'm saying? So if you see something that went wrong, you're gonna stay aware of it, and you're not gonna make that mistake in the future. So losses aren't a bad thing. That's what people need to understand. Losses are good. They help you move forward.
Like, me also being, the assistant coach to the GBA's Atlanta Haluchas and Yo Fizz. Fizz is just he's taking me under his wing about planning things. You see what your opponent's major weaknesses is, and try to exploit that. But you got to recognize the fact that your opponents can see yours as well. So you gotta, at the same time, you're trying to cover up your own weaknesses. You're trying to exploit your opponents. So, that's what I've been learning.
All right, that's good. So you feel comfortable with your draft? Are you happy with the Pokemon that you got?
And I am actually, I think this is probably the best team in any league I've ever drafted.
All right.
I feel that confident about it.
For the viewers, it's on the screen for you guys. I'm just going to say it, though. It's Sylveon, Skarmory, Chestnut, Kyurem Black, Megapincer, Jolteon, Arcanine, Alomomola, Kecleon, Weezing, Regirock, and Reuniclus. Very strong team, especially with the Steel, Fairy, Steel, I think Dragon. You're good. You look like you have a stronger draft than you did last season. Kieran Black is a monster. Sylveon is just amazing. Okay. I haven't really delved into Mega Pinsir, but I've seen it do the finest of work. You got speed on your side. You got bulk on your side. You got a really good draft, dude. And I'm excited to see how you work with it. So you are happy with this then?
Yeah, like stuff like Kieran Black and Jolteon and even Klecleon are stuff I've actually never used before, but I've seen what it can do.
Yeah.
You know? And it's just a matter of just adapting it to my style. Like, I think in the middle of the draft, people were like, I think especially like Super Gassy was just saying like, oh man, he's drafted, stall. No, the thing is, I know Skarmory sets, not just defensive ones. I know Sylveon sets, not just defensive ones. I know Chestnut sets very, very well. That is a mod I am very comfortable using. Like, Chestnut is hard to game plan because you don't know whether it's offensive, defensive, and even if it's defensive, it can be offensive at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, Kieran Black, I believe, is just a absolute monster. I mean...
Oh, yeah. I mean, the only... It's got uber stats, but the guy is in... his move pool isn't the greatest. Doesn't mean that he's not a bad mon. He's a ridiculously good mon. Kieran Black is wonderful. I'm excited to see you use him.
I mean, I have things planned around Kieran Black. I think, honestly, this year, Kieran Black is probably, would be the captain of my team if it wasn't for Uniclus. Mega Pinsir, there's so many different sets you can run with Mega Pinsir, it's ridiculous. Like X Scissors. Oh, and my personal favorite, Faint Mega Pinsir. Protect? Nope.
Yeah.
Spiky Shield? Nope. King Shield? Nope. Gets through all of that and still hits you. Like SD, X Scissors, close combat. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jolteon is just, I don't understand why it's still in the tier it is. I understand it is frail, but god damn, it's fast. And it hit hard. Arcanine is another mon I'm very comfortable using. Physically, it's bulky. You can run physically defensive Arcanine. You can run special defensive Arcanine. You could surprise people with actually a special Arcanine, which is not unheard of. It's very uncommon. But, I mean, you really gonna game plan around a special Arcanine?
Yeah.
No. Alomola. I think between Arcanine, Alomola, Weezing, Klecleon was another monster. I mean, a Pokemon that was surprising with its base 120 special defense stat. And I think when I got down to the point where I think this was around the time that I needed to grab Klecleon simply because I did not want Vinny to have it. I know it wasn't probably the mon that I sniped from him, but at the same time, it was just something I know can deal with Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
Weezing is another mon that's returning from Season 2.
Weezing is good, considering that its only weakness is Psychic, and you can pretty much look out for that very well.
True. Regirock is going to be interesting. I've never used a Regirock. I'm not afraid to say it, but I've seen Regirock being used. And again, it's one of those mons I have to adapt to my kind of style. And yeah, I did contract with Uniclus, and there's a reason why. Because Uniclus in League format is just a monster to deal with. It's literally a pain in the half to take care of. You have to. Without any kind of boost, there's no mon, I think, in the game that OHKOs it at all. And then what Uniclus can do in return, it has reliable recovery, it can calm mind, Thunder, Shadow Ball, Psyshock, Psychic, Dark Pulse, Focus Blast. If I really wanted to, like, hidden powers, it's nothing short of amazing. And with the rest of the mons I drafted, I think I really did build this team around Reuniclus, but at the same time, I didn't really build around it. You know?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Um, I think the biggest surprise for me about this draft was me grabbing Sylveon first and then lucking out and picking up Skarmory. That I think set the tone for my entire draft. Because okay, Sylveon by itself is pretty good. Skarmory by itself is annoying to deal with. It walls the fuck out of Excadrill because there's no. You can rock slide, but it does maybe what 10-15% to it, maybe. It has reliable recovery. It gets access to Swords Dance, Iron Head. It gets access to Spike, Stealth Rocks, and Whirlwind. So I mean, I'm and Defog. So I mean, it's hazards. I can clear hazards with it. There's not much else to say. I think I like this team. This is a team I'm very comfortable with, and I think that's the best thing about it is that like when you have a team that you're comfortable with, you know the ins and outs to it. You know how it can pretty much pick off your opponent's team. So, and I guess the other thing is it's bulky. I mean, I think with this team, if it's not bulky, it hits hard. You know?
Yeah.
That's the incredible thing about it. If it's not bulky, it hits hard.
Alright. I mean, I like your draft, but let's start talking about somebody else's draft, okay? Looking at everyone else's draft, right? Is there anyone who stands out to you?
Are we really gonna get the comment answer and just say Lax?
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, I don't even see Lax as a threat.
Alright.
I don't see Vinny as a threat. Hell, I kind of see Vinny as low tier.
That's a pretty big statement because I mean
it's not like Vinny's draft, and I was looking at when Vinny was drafting, and I'm like, I mean, at the end of the draft, I'm like, yo, why doesn't Vinny really have anything to touch me? Like, I mean, I played him twice this year, but there's no way he's gonna see what I have planned. Like, I can see your mons, I can see your sets because I've used these mons. Like, oh my god, Mega Altaria, okay, gets walled by unless it's special Altaria, it gets walled by Skarmory. Mamoswine can take an Ice Shard because it's sturdy and hit back with an Iron Head. Zapdos, I'm not too worried about. It's my favorite flying type, but I'm not worried about it. Vaporeon, not a threat. Fortress, not a threat. Emboar, okay, it's slightly, but not too much. You know? Skuntank, predictable. Mega Aggron, predictable. Braviary, predictable. Behemoth, predictable. Clefable, okay, and this thing is S tier Y. I understand it's bulky and it can, fire back with Life Orb, but it's like, you really don't have anything to touch me. I think, honestly, if I had to really pick one person I'm going to have problems with, it's probably going to be Investor's team.
Okay.
Simply because he ended up, I don't understand how they let him draft Mega Venusaur, Slowbro, and Heatran. So that is literally, and that's my week 1 opponent, by the way. And that is going to be a 60-minute battle. That literally is. But unlike everybody else's team, his sets are predictable. Porygon 2 is going to be obviously EVLA. Salamence, maybe Band or Scarf, maybe Slowbro. Lefties, physically defensive. Mega Venusaur, obviously Venusaur 8. Raikou, Scarf, maybe Specs. like his whole team's is susceptible to knockoff, like off bat. His entire team by Mega Venusaur, but then Mega Pinsir kind of destroys Mega Venusaur's life. It kind of destroys Agler Slash, even in defense form. Slowbro might be its only threat to it, but in Raikou, but I kind of already have already have checks to that. Besides Ernesto's team, the other team I would really have to, I'm glad I do not face this year, is Papa C11's team. Oh man. And the crazy thing is I don't face this team this year, which makes it perfect for me because his whole team is nothing but threats. They let him drive Mega Metagross and Garchomp. And then Diancie on top of that. I'm just too done.
Yeah, C does have a pretty good draft.
Yeah. And the cherry on the cake was picking up Cloyster at the end.
Oh yeah, I mean, Cloyster is a very good mon with Skill Link.
Well, not just Skill Link, it gets spikes and rapid spin.
Yeah, yeah. It's typing. I mean, I'm not a big fan of ice types, to be honest. But, I mean, Cloyster really does put in the... yeah. So, I mean, your biggest competition, you said it seems... I mean, from the sound of it, it really seems to be Vinny. And... I only say that because, let's be honest, if you think his draft doesn't work well with you, there's no putting back that Vinny is the D-League champion.
Look, D-League champion or not, I'm better than Vinny.
Okay.
I'm going to say it right now. And this is what, I played him twice, which means that's one home game and one away game. And for A, I don't like any New York team. I've never liked the New York team. You know, Knicks.
You're a Boston man, I know.
Yeah. I don't like any New York team. So, for him to be a New York team, let's go ahead. This already makes me mad. But the fact that Vinny, I think, to this day, still does not give me any credit about improving. You know, kind of is the whole thing why this whole thing between me and him started. It's like he still does not give me any credit for improvement. And the thing is that anybody who's seen me draft or seen me play competitively is that they notice I've quieted down and I've gone about, you know, improving. You know? But to this day, I play Vinny week 3 and week 10. All right, he's in my same division as me. So yeah, I do consider Vinny my rival, but I don't consider him much of a threat. And to put it in perspective, he's more like all right. He's more like, if you've ever followed Smash, he's more like Chillin' Dude. All right. And we all know what happened to Chillin' Dude when he ended up going like versus Lefton in that money match. He spoke a lot of shit, did not give me any credit, but when it comes to it, I'm laughing. All right.
I mean, let's be honest, because you face him twice, okay? What's going to happen if you lose? Like, what are your thoughts going to be if you lose?
I'm not going to lose.
You're not going to lose?
No.
There's no chance of it whatsoever.
I mean, there is a chance, but even if he does beat me, I play him twice.
All right. I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait for the season to play out to see what happens.
I told him, I'm done talking. I'm done with him not respecting me, you know, improvement-wise. I just want to go ahead, get week 3, and I just want to take him out. And we both know, Powder, that I'm a man of many words, but when I say I just want to go ahead and get on the battlefield, bro, something must have really just clicked, you know?
Yeah. I get what you mean. Like, I mean, you're taking this a lot more serious than last season. And you're really, he's the guy that you need to beat. To be honest, I feel like it's more, It's more over just because you want to earn the guy's respect, right?
I guess.
Because he doesn't. You say he doesn't seem to respect you as a growing battler. So if you beat him, he has to respect you, right?
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have to respect me, but he knows that I've beaten him.
Makes sense. It makes sense. So let's move on. Are there any players outside of the PGL? Like, just name one player outside of the PGL that has inspired you to grow as a battler.
And people expect me to say people like, Poke Aim or Shady or Mega Marwai, but honestly, it's I don't know. I really could not answer that correctly. Like, I could say Joey because, I learned where, a competitive person stands on, like, competitive moves and how they play the game.
Well, I mean, personally speaking, I think Joey's the best of the best.
Yeah, by far. I mean,
sure, Mega Magua is champion in GBA. He's a GBA champion. He's doing amazing in the GBA currently. A Drive is not bad.
And the thing about A Drive, this really makes me mad, is that people give him a lot of criticism about, oh, you only won by hex or this, like that. But you gotta consider, the guy literally made it to the finals in 2 different leagues against 2 different sets of competitors.
Exactly.
Granted, the UCL, you could kind of predict that at the beginning of the season anyway. I kind of figured I already had A Drive and Joey in the finals. I didn't know which way it was going to go. But you got to realize, A Drive as competitive, he's up there.
In sense of, I can't place Joey above Mogwai, and I can't place Mogwai above Joey. And the reason is because they haven't battled yet. But both of them are above A Drive in sense of battles. It's just the way it's gone. And personally speaking, I think Joey is the best of the best. But then again, Miguel is no person to sleep on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, if anybody were to mention those guys, Joey, Mogwai, or A Drive, as the players that they look up to in sense of inspiration when it comes to battling, it makes sense.
I would have to say, honestly, I feel if I had any kind of, if you could compare me to one battler, I would say it would probably be like Yo Fizz, because the man is he's 4-1 currently, and still does not get the respect he deserves for being 4-1. And it's not versus slouchy opponents. Okay, maybe Krim, but yeah. But he's beaten Shady. He's beaten, Geo. Mm-hmm. And talking with him and understanding where he comes from as a competitive battle, like his whole process of moves, his process of thinking about moves, it's really incredible.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So the last question, Sketchy, Mr. Coach of the Seattle Smeargles, are you going to be PGL Season 3 champion?
Is this even a question?
Yeah,
really?
There's a question mark right after it.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Anybody can be beaten week to week. It's just that I feel I have more favorable matchups with my scheduling. Yeah, I play Ernesto twice. I play Vinny twice, and that's grown to be quite a rivalry between me and him. It kind of reminds you of like Gary and Ash from Pokemon. Reminds you of like Joey and A Drive. Sonic versus Mario. But let's see. I play. Oh man. I play Ernesto week 1. I got an inter-city battle with, I believe, the Star Raptors. and that was quite interesting. That we're both Seattle teams. And then week 3, I think the game of the week is literally going to be me versus Vinny. And then I play a Nestor week 4. So I literally get, I think, 3 of my 4 division games out the way early. But then I played True again this year, and as much as I know True didn't get to draft what he wanted last year, it's still going to end up in the same result as that. I think I could go potentially 8-2, if not 9-1. But I do feel that I possess not only the new knowledge that I've gained about league play, but how I am as a competitor to not only win my division, but to win that championship that I so deserve.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And yeah, I know it's something, championships aren't, given, they're earned, and I will earn this one.
I got you, man. I got you. All right. Well, with that being said, I think we're going to end up this interview. Thank you for showing up, dude. Thank you for showing up for this interview, man.
Man, not a problem.
All right. Well, we had our guest this week, this episode, this interview, Mr. SketchySmeargle, coach of the Seattle Smeargles. And you guys can check him out in the description below, as well as the other coaches in the description below. Any information about Sketchy is upon the screen as well in regards to his draft. And you guys can check out more PGL interviews or PGL content on this channel by subscribing and showing your support. Show up next time when we have another interview for you or some other content in regards to PGL. Battles start the 16th, so make sure to subscribe to every single one of the coaches. And enjoy your time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.